Let's suppose that you were able every night to dream any dream you wanted to dream. And you would naturally, as you began on this adventure of dreams, you would fulfill all your wishes. You would have every kind of pleasure, you see. And after several nights, you would say, well, that was pretty great. But now let's have a surprise. Let's have a dream which isn't under control. Well, something is going to happen to me that I don't know what it's going to be. Then you would get more and more adventurous, and you would make further and further out gambles as to what you would dream. And finally, you would dream where you are now.
Mum and Dad split when I was 2, 3, but I can always remember domestic violence, alcohol, being in the house. You know, my mum's an alcoholic, still is. So I was left with my dad. My dad would always go out drinking, getting other women, so I was always left with my nana or a neighbour, something like that. So I mean, it's like no matter which women he was with, I would always see alcohol, domestic violence growing up.
By the time I got to 11, I'd started drinking, not with friends, on my own. Dreaming, I like that feeling of being free, because you know my childhood wasn't the best. There was sexual abuse, there was abuse and rejection from my mother.
Always looking to be wanted, do you know what I mean? Always, because where I didn't have much love, I would do anything to go and find that love, to be a part of.
So I felt like I had a lot going on as a child. I remember picking that first drink up and just feeling relaxed and free from my troubles.
From an early age, I was a big drinker from pretty early. I think I started drinking at 9. By 13, I was drinking heavily.
Drinking weekends, and then it was every night after school.
I left home at 15 and got into a violent relationship.
Come to us kind of quick that domestic violence was what I seen, so that was what I was going to do.
I came over in 94 because I was using already heroin and that in Germany since 1989.
You know, and I had my daughter at 22.
I met people here, other heroin users, and I just crashed here, you know.
So she was like going through all that as well, you know. And as much as I loved her and I tried to care for her to the best I could, I just couldn't stop what I was doing.
I almost lost my leg about 5 years ago. I had a big hole in my leg where you could see the fibula running along the ulcer. I was told my leg is going to be amputated.
When I'm withdrawing from the alcohol and stuff and I didn't have no money to get alcohol, she was like being the mother for me, you know. She'd enjoy it when I was really rough. She'd like that because she knew that Mum weren't drinking today.
I don't know, 3 decades, I don't even know where the time went, you know.
Suicidal attempts, overdoses, self-harm.
It's really sad to think that she enjoyed Mummy being poorly on settee. And I just couldn't get away from it, you know. Mental health was suffering. I got sectioned under Mental Health Act. I got psychosis. You know, I moved around from refuge to refuge, trying to flee domestic violence, which meant I was separated from my daughter. It's like everywhere I went, the problem was still there.
But when I was doing the self-harm, I think it was more of a pain release, you know, that cry out for help, because no one was listening.
I went on holiday to Marmaris, you know, and it was for my 30th birthday, and I took my daughter with me, you know, and I was that desperate to get alcohol because I was withdrawing. My daughter was poorly, and I thought I could just sneak out for 5 minutes and get some alcohol off this man I'd met, and you know, my daughter had woke up while I'd gone out the apartment. and she was only 9-year-old and she was scared to death.
One of the times my little lad turned around to me and says, how come, Dad, you drink every day of the week and my friend's dad only has a drink on a Saturday night?
I didn't know what to do anymore, I just couldn't get out, so I decided to stay with my sister here in England because my family are half English, you know, so my sister agreed to let me stay to do my withdrawals and that here.
This was on a Sunday, I think. By Tuesday morning, I was on the bedroom floor, curled up in a ball, hurting like hell, shaking, sweating, begging my wife to go and get me a drink from the shop.
The wake-up moment, I think, was for me when my sister, the only one who was close to me, her kids rang me and said, Mum is in hospital. She's in a bad way, and all I could think of was using. Then they took her to Preston Neurology. She had an aneurysm, and they decided she was on life support. They decided to switch the machine off, and they said we all had to be there for. And at the time, I think it was 7 p.m. So instead of going there, I went to school. So I went to school. I had to wait for my dealer. I was screaming, I need the stuff now. My sister, I need to be there for the family and that. And time went on, and I missed the last moment with my sister.
I got kidnapped by a Turkish man. My family and everybody had come back to Britain. The British Embassy and everybody was looking for me. And I was really scared, I thought, this is it, I'm never going to get back. I'm never going to get back to my daughter. And it was the scariest thing ever. Luckily enough, I did get found. And when I come back to England, I thought, this is it now, I've got to do something. I cannot keep going on like this. At first, I tried to take my life because I'd had enough. I ended up on a life support machine.
November the 29th, 2016, I phoned the crisis team crying for that help. They refused to come out, so I tell them, this time I'm going to kill myself. So I went outside and cut the wash line up and tied it around the loft hatch and had it around my neck. During this time, obviously the crisis team had phoned the police. I was up, ready to jump. Police swarmed my house, tears, guns, everything, screaming at us, put the knife down. I was totally oblivious that I still had this knife in my hand. Do you know what I mean? So I threw the knife out the way, and they still had the tears gun pointing at us on here. I was like, well, if you're going to shoot us, I'm going to fall. So I jumped. And thank God now that washing line snapped. I could have broke my neck and everything. I couldn't be sitting here to tell my story.
I tried at first to get a community rehab or a normal detox or a retap, but I couldn't get any of it. Or if I could, it was 6-8 months down the line. And I thought, basically, if I was to wait 8 months, I would kill myself.
I didn't even know how to live anymore. Reality, it was like, wow. After so many years, I didn't know how to be part of society anymore.
And little did I know that I were an alcoholic. It took me a long time to admit to that.
I can call it addiction now, but I didn't know anything of it at the time.
So I hung in there, I hung in there and I started writing poetry, writing things, motivational stuff, and then I started this project on the internet, bit of a joke at first, called Fighting Addiction, My Demons and Me, an internet page. I started writing on there. I started off with a couple of 100 Facebook friends, and it soon snowballed. And right now we're up to almost 80,000 people I am up to, so that kept me going, but still I was very isolated, no friends.
I got myself a drugs and alcohol worker. I started attending some NA meetings.
In missing the alcohol and the drugs, my mental health seemed to not disappear but just to ease.
I think it took over a year for my key worker Jenny to persuade me to see a recovery group, you know, and I said, I don't know, I don't need that, you know. And I did. I said I will go, but I won't say nothing. You know, and I went and I liked it. You know, I enjoyed it. It was people like me there, and I felt kind of safe. You know, there are people there that understand. And
I was connecting, learning to connect with people who were safe to connect with.
Last year in March, I stopped all drugs, all prescription drugs.
I got used to being a mum without using. Used to paying my rent.
I went to Horizon, take part in recovery groups there.
I ended up doing my peer mentor training and then started co-facilitating groups, free detox, alcohol awareness, reduced unit, just things like that, recovery groups, you know, because I wanted to give something back for what I gained.
Started the mentoring course, finished that, the peer mentoring course, and yeah, I enjoy. It gives me a lot of. It's very rewarding, you know, to help people that used to be like me once. And
my confidence is growing. I've got structure in my life. I'm getting up for work. You know, it's like it's teaching me, it's learning me how to be a productive member of society. You know, to be able to be reliable and be responsible.
And the place sort of made me feel like a real person again.
My ex-partner, who is now my partner, said she's going to give us one more chance.
And on top of that, to top it all off, I met a really nice woman 2 years ago. She's a teacher, and after all these years, I didn't think I'd ever have my own family. Never have kids, I thought, and after stopping all medication and that, I even told my now wife, I said I don't think I will be able to have a family. I have a little son now. He's 4 months old now, and he's coming soon to stay with me with her in 3 days. I haven't seen him for a few months.
If it wasn't for that day in the bedroom and what my little lad said and stuff, you know, my life now is a million times better than it's ever been. When you've had drink or drugs or something, it's a false sense of happiness. And now I know what proper happiness is. You know, I've tasted that. I love it. You know, to see my kids on the park and actually be there in that moment and not be drunk and feel that's worth a million to me.
Yeah, there are two people on my journey. There's a key worker called Jason at Cookson Street and a key worker, Jenny. And they were both, they will be in my heart forever. Without them, you know, they were patient. They listened to me wanting to die, you know. They saw me at my worst, and now I walk in there as a peer mentor. They see me, you know, healthy, and you know, those are people I'll never forget. And
there's one person that stuck with me the whole way through my recovery. A lady called Karen Brown, and she's been magic. She really has. You know, I don't think I'd be where I am now without her.
When I walk in there, they're like family. You know, even if I have a bad day, I walk in there. You know, I'm like oh, I'm home. You know.
I don't know. I can't emphasise enough how much better it is to be in recovery and actually be looking at a future instead of the doctors every 3 weeks and am I going to see my kids grow up, and so suddenly thinking I can provide a future for my children and be a part of it.
I couldn't have imagined sitting here today, you know, helping others and having my own family. And I'm 100% clean, you know, I wake up feeling great every morning.
A purpose, you know. So yeah, I'm really grateful for Acorn for giving me that opportunity to be able to practice this stuff, you know, and get me ready for the world.
Welcome to my world. Won't you come on in? Miracles, I guess, still happen now and then. Step into my heart, leave your cares behind. Welcome to my world, built with you in mind. Knock and the door will open. Seek and you will find. Ask and you'll be given the key to this world of mine. I'll be waiting here with my arms unfurled, waiting just for you. Welcome to my world. Waiting just for you. Welcome to my world.
Thank you for the opportunity.